Hey, y'all. This is Dr. Traci Harrell. I am so excited. We are here, and today our focus is on AI for everyone and living powerfully with AI. We've had a number of major, I'll call them developments that have happened in my life, and I wanted to just pause and make sure clarity around what we're doing and why we're doing it is still prevalent for everyone, right? I had a friend of mine who shared with me she was diagnosed with cancer. That's never an easy conversation to have, right? But I think the seriousness is, important because, none of us are promised tomorrow. So if we're not showing up in our fullest, with our fullest effort right now, today, then why show up at all? Right. My grandmother used to say, play to win, baby, play to win. Now that was what she used to say when we were playing cards. And that was kind of how she would cheat. Now when you try to when you try to win a book or something and she'd say, play to win, that was my hint to like play to win. But that was also, we would laugh about it all the time because, it was also her kind of theme for life, like play to win. Like if you're here, give it all you've got. Right. So part of the reason I'm so passionate about the work that I'm doing right here with each of you and why I kind of pivoted my focus to AI for everyone and living powerfully with AI. The AI, like I've said 1,000 times, and I'm going to pull up a tool that I think I've shared with each of you a few times. This is really cool. So I'm going to pull up a tool called Gamma. It's actually producing a presentation right now. And I just want you to see how cool it is. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Ooh, of course I can. So I'm going to share my screen and then I'm going to let you guys kind of watch what's happening. So let's just see. Let's see if I go to Gamma. I'm going to show, I think it's this one. Okay, this is it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it just finished. Okay, so it just finished producing it, but it was literally just producing this entire presentation. So I'm gonna close. This was my prompt. So I went into ChatGPT and I said, I kind of gave it some notes to like, this was the story I wanted to share. And hopefully am I sharing? Hopefully okay, good. You got it in? Okay, I think we're sharing. Okay, so I'll go back. Okay, I'll go back to Gamma. So what I asked Gamma is I was like, hey, I got to make sure people are very, very clear what we're amplifying. Like this is about showing up and amplifying your power, your purpose, and then really the possibility. So this concept of AI for everyone is living powerfully with AI. So I wanted to just provide some clarity. So these are the notes, and I did this in ChatGPT just by talking, right? Like verbally sharing everything that I wanted to do, this concept of human amplification. That's why I'm so passionate about this. And so here are the notes, and you can see slide by slide, has various quotes, etc. And then in Gamma, so I'll go back here, and I have notes here where I said I need large font, I need it to be realistic, I need more Black people, just saying, mixed professionals. These are notes that I've had from other presentations, right? I need for it to be always about personal development, but practical applications, right? So, that's just the kind of thing, inspirational, empowering, clear, that, so you can talk to it, right? And make sure you amplify and clarify what you're trying to do. So this is kind of how I did this. And then if you go here, this is Gamma that I'm showing you right now. So if you go to Gamma, I was just showing you kind of the how, because again, it does matter. So there's 39 cards that represents slides if you were thinking about a PowerPoint presentation. And then you can also go over here under themes and you can choose like how you want it to look, the coloring. And I like dark backgrounds with light colors. That's just kind of how I like it. But you could choose all kind of, cool things, almost like any other tool. What I love about it is you give it enough information about you so it knows who you are. And then you get this incredible presentation that is yours, to share with the world. That's super exciting. So again, I'll go back here. This was pulled together 7 minutes ago. So then I'll go like, this is the actual presentation. You see a sister girl here, me, And then you do share. You can do it a number of different ways. I can export it into a PDF, which is what I use for, is my producer trying to tell me something? Hopefully you can see this, but I can export it into PDF, or you can export it into PowerPoint, or I can just share my screen. Right now I'm just going to share my screen and just kind of walk you guys through it. So if I do present, hopefully you can see presenter mode, and that's what we're in. We're in presenter mode now. Let me just double check. Okay, I'm gonna have my producer make sure I am in presenter mode, because I can't both see and, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna have you talk to me, producer, if I'm not showing what I'm supposed to be showing. Okay. So let's see, present. I'm gonna go, it says stop screen. But tell me if you're seeing my beautiful presentation in Gamma. Okay, let's hope you are. Okay. It says stop sharing. Share this tab instead. I'm assuming I'm sharing what you're seeing. Okay. I can also go into StreamYard and upload this thing. So that's another simple thing to do. You would go to slides, and then from your computer, you would go to the thing we just did today. So basically, I'm uploading it right now, and my producer will bring it up to make sure we're seeing what we're supposed to be seeing. It's hard for me to see both. Okay, so bottom line, the Living Powerfully experience and what we're doing right here today together is really about moving through a process for you. Again, just for you. And Living Powerfully with AI is about amplifying, again, power, purpose, and possibilities. Super, super simple. So if we think about our human amplification, right, there's no moment like this moment that we're in right now. This is a time where technology can amplify all of our ideas. It can amplify our voices, our impact like never before. Right. Before we talk about tools, we need to first talk about who we are and what we want to amplify. Right. What do you want to amplify in your life? And I can only hope that this is showing exactly what I want to, but it doesn't look like it is. I don't see my beautiful presentation. I see something else. So let me stop. There you go. Okay. All right. That's why you got a producer. I'm like, that's not my beautiful presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Awesome. Make it a little bit bigger if you can. Make us even. Make us about the same size. Me and the presentation the same size. And then I'll just move through it. Okay. Can you adjust that for me? Okay. Okay. So again, there's no moment like the moment that we're in right now. So today is about human amplification. We're living in a time where technology can truly change everything. And because AI will amplify whatever you bring to it, the question is, what do you want to amplify in your life? That's the real question of the day. And again, the answer is important, right? Is equally important, because if you don't know what you want to amplify, then that's problematic. But I think the thing that excites me the most is that it's a new era of possibility. Right? AI is now the most powerful amplifier of your humanity. So for people who are afraid of it, it amplifies who you are. It amplifies what you want to accomplish. So amplification is neutral, right? It's just saying it's going to multiply whatever you bring to it. So if you bring clarity and purpose, voila, right? That's power. That's possibility. But if you bring shenanigans, confusion, that will grow as well. So AI by itself is not a good thing unless you're clear like what you want to have amplified. So the power begins with you. And I think that is the most important part of this whole thing. AI, the power begins with you. And again, we are here together, focused on the future. And the future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. AI is not going to replace humans. That's not what's going to happen. But the age of AI rewards. The age of AI will reward the curious, the intentional, and the courageous. Those who combine human wisdom with these powerful tools will define what is possible in this generation, like right now. I think that's an important story to know in your heart, right? I think for me, it's the why. Why are we here? Because you have so much inside of you, right? That you were meant to put into the universe. So AI reveals. Okay. AI reveals and amplifies character. So AI is going to bring clarity, right? It's going to multiply your focus, your purposeful energy. It's going to do that for you, right? It's going to turn intention into action at an unprecedented scale. That's why we're talking about bringing clarity. So you can use AI to help you get clear, but you can't just jump into doing a bunch of things when you're not clear what you want to accomplish. So this is Ken calling me from Europe, and I'm letting him know that I'm live on air right now. So AI will reveal clarity, but it's also going to bring purpose. AI expands the reach of your service-driven work. So whatever you're trying to connect, whatever you're trying to do, you want to connect your mission to more people and to more impact. Does that make sense? So we're not saying it should change your purpose. We want to help bring your purpose up a level, right? So we want to bring clarity, we want to bring purpose. We also want to bring and uplift and amplify your imagination so we can accelerate that creative thinking, and we can definitely accelerate the idea of you having an idea and turning it into tangible outcomes, right? You can do that faster now than ever before. So AI does not create character. It does not create, your purpose, your passion, your vision. It can definitely amplify it. It's going to reveal it and amplify it, right? The first step is always, though, clarity. So if you're like, what is Traci talking about? Traci's talking about helping you to be your best self, helping you to level up. So AI for everyone, amplifying your intention, like all those things, amplifying your impact that you want to make in the world, right? But the first step is always about clarity. Clarity. I love that. So again, this I love so much, because part of this work, if you think about amplification of clarity, purpose, and imagination, right? This concept of living powerfully. This is just a dude showing up, right? With intention. Doesn't he look like he's intentional? That's what we want for each of you. Success looks different for each of us. So it's kind of hard to say what AI can work for you. That's why you have AI strategists like me and AI consultants, because AI for someone, the right AI tools for one person may be totally different, and the amplification for another person, it's going to be totally different, right? So it's about you being clear what your intention is, and then success looks different for each of us. But the one truth remains constant across no matter who you are, whatever background you have, whatever industry you have, whatever dream you have. Success, this is a quote that I put out there into the universe. Success is not about the things, things, THINGS. Success is about the themes, THEMES, the themes, not the things. Do you like that? It's not the things that you have, because that's not gonna bring you joy. It's really about the themes, right? Success is not, and you're gonna love this part. Let me go to the next slide. Success is not the key to happiness. It's happiness that is the key to success. Does that make sense? And I'm not the first person to admit that's not my quote, but we all know it to be true, right? Rich people kill themselves more than you know what I mean? Like, success in the world's eye is not the key to happiness. It's really you just finding joy. That's your key to success. Finding your joy, finding your purpose, no matter what shenanigans are happening around you. If you guys knew, I'm writing a book right now. I swear to you, I am. I'm hoping it to, right? And it's like, no matter what's happening around you, no matter what shenanigans people are putting you through or trying to put you through, right? Doing bad things, I believe in, grace, gratitude, and giving. So I'm just offering people grace, even though some people are doing me wrong right now, holding my money. And I've been so grateful. Giving. So what people measure are things like money and financial achievement. And I personally already know that is not my measure of success. What truly matters are the values and your personal integrity. So the fact that I show up with grace, I'm so proud of myself. Like in the middle of the shenanigans where I could be like, man, here's a whole list of I don't put energy on the negative. I put my energy on the positive. So what people often measure are the money, the financial, the titles, right? The professional status, the recognition, right? And that's why I always say my doctorate, Traci Harrell, I'm so proud of my doctorate. It is an official doctorate. It is not a medical doctorate. It is not a PhD doctorate. This is a doctorate that is a professional honorary doctorate that recognizes my contribution, the impact that I've had on other people's lives. That is major for me. That's all I needed. Like this is about me and the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like so grateful. Did I have the doctorate degree? I do. Did I walk across the stage and do the whole conferment? And I'm so proud of it. But I'm proud of it for a different reason. It's because of what I've been able to do in the lives of other people, right? Like it kind of just gives me a confirmation that yes, a recognition, I guess, right? A positive, this is an honor beyond belief. So I talk about values and personal integrity, but it's like how we treat others and how we serve others. Like that is my passion. So part of my purpose is serving others. So I have this Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, right, through Joe Biden. Make sure you know which president. All right. And it was about service. It was about contribution. It happened the same time as I was walking across the stage. I had my little special ribbon and, things, because of this contribution. And for me, that's what matters to me. So that's my happiness, right? The energy that we bring into the world, it's positive energy, no matter, and it's so rewarding when you bring positive energy when negative things are happening. Remember when we were in Jamaica and the storm was happening around us and we were all like, do, God's got us. We're going to pray. We're going to help other people. We're going to do the thing. We're going to show up with high energy. What a blessing that was too, right? These are small steps, but it's like how you show up. That's what matters. So success is not the key to happiness. It's your happiness. It's your joy. It's your values, right? It's your personal integrity. That's what really matters. So when we say, what are you going to amplify? Let's make sure your inside matters. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Your inside matters. So the next slide is really this idea of, I think I already said, it's not about the things, it's the things. It's the themes. So let me go back here. Yes, I said that and now I'm saying it again. It's not about the things, it's about the themes, the themes of our lives. These are those invisible patterns of energy that we bring into the world, right? It's our values, it's our mindset, right? It's that integrity, it's our faith, right? It's the unseen that, that really impacts us and others in unmistakable ways. Right. These are the things that shape every interaction and every decision. I like to say decisions determine our destiny. It's those daily decisions that determine our destiny, right? So when you're talking about, I'm a certified transformational coach. You can tell people that it's about the daily decisions that determine your destiny. It's the little things, but really all you got to do, you got to show up. And so I can tell you, I've been showing up daily with decisions of joy, choosing joy despite shenanigans. And that to me is so powerful, right? It's also about relationships, and you can't control other people. That's the other thing. People will be people, right? Life will be life, and as people say, right? But it's how we treat people. Like, how are you showing up, right? With kindness, with respect, with genuine service. That's the legacy, right? That's the legacy that other people remember, but that your maker is like, that's my people right there. You know what I'm saying? Like when the challenges come up, how do you show up? How we treat people matters. How we face challenges, that matters too. So when I say AI for everyone, that's what are you going to amplify? I got to talk about this part because so many people are like in just going through life. They're on these little, what do you call those? The wheel. It's like, no, that's not. Sorry, let me just double check. Okay. Text me, producer, because I'm multitasking and I can't actually see the screen because I'm looking at the slide. So you have to text me and I'll see if I can see it. Okay. I'm talking to my producer, Daniel, who's so awesome. Okay, so my screen is up, Daniel. If you want to text me, that's probably going to be the best way because I'm not seeing anything else. Okay. So how we treat people, how we face challenges, it's really how we show up. And I love that, because I think sometimes we think one thing, but the truth is consistency under pressure reveals how, who you are. It's like if we think about, it's March of 2026 and we're like, we had to do this vision letter in Debrina's holistic success space. And I do it every year, but to do it with other people and have someone else read it. So I do my own thing, but to do it in a way that's like, here are the 10 areas of my life and here are the things that I want to do. Girl, I was so intentional about how I want to show up, right? And I'm doing it already. Like I said, this has been the most challenging year of my life. Partially because of people not doing what they're supposed to do. And I'm going to say, wow, I've been so proud of myself, because it's like, it's like a ninja warrior. Like you get to show up in your best ninja warrior style, right? The fight is really from within, right? You can't change anyone else, but you how consistent you are and how positive you are under pressure. Diamonds are made under pressure. So don't fight the pressure. It is what it is. Right. But how are you? What is it going to reveal about you? Right. Right. When you're under pressure, there's something truly just powerful and special, that shows up. So AI for everyone. What are you going to amplify? It has to be the good stuff on the inside. Right. And I love this slide too. So this idea of it's not about the things, it's about the themes. This is kind of the analogy of the wind, right? When I talk about themes, THEMES, the themes, you can't see the wind, but you can see the leaves moving, right? So it's there. You can see the branches swaying in the wind, right? You can feel there's an undeniable presence. That's the same is true for energy and beliefs and values. When I talk about the themes, it's about like, what are you going to amplify? Again, we want you to show, when people hear your name, we want them to believe and to see and to feel the values, right? About how you show up. Not what you say, but it's about really what you do. Right? Does that make sense? So it's the energy, it's your beliefs, it's those invisible things. People may not see your thoughts, but they see their effects, right? In how you lead, in your leadership, in your service, or you're truly helping people out, right? And in your response to life when it gets hard. Hello? So these are leaves blowing in the wind. So it's like when things get hard. My friend, I told you this friend of mine, this lady who I met back in like 2019, and we haven't really been able to spend a whole lot of time together, but her book is called Shouting Silence. My black skin is too heavy to carry. Come on now. When I heard that title, I was like, whoa, that's deep. I've always felt like my black skin was too heavy to carry. Right? It never stopped me from showing up in excellence. But her she has a different story, right? She's an immigrant. She came to the country not speaking English. She's done so many wonderful things. She just got a diagnosis of cancer. And you should see how she's showing up in excellence, showing up with joy, showing up with people loving her up. And she's like, wow, it's powerful to see, real people show up when life gets hard. It's like, how are you showing up in the moment? Not once it gets fixed, not once things start to turn your way. That's not where the true, power lies. I like to talk about power, purpose, and possibilities. And I talk about that on the AI for Everyone side of Living Powerfully with AI. So again, this document here, because I've talked about these things before, I produced this in minutes. This is AI. AI could never have done this before. Now, of course, there's 100 things I would change on it, but I wanted you to see it happening. It just did it so fast. The show was already in before it could come up. So anyway, it just produced it a little bit too fast. I'll do it again another time, but I wanted you to see the value of this. So again, it's kind of that wind analogy. Now, what I love about this next is this idea of energy flows where attention goes. Now, again, Tony Robbins, that's a quote from Tony Robbins, right? Energy flows where your attention goes. So if you think about your leadership, right? We all, people see, we see themes in how we lead. Whether are you empowering others? Are you diminishing others? Are you building people up? Or are you just kind of managing a situation, right? It is what it is. And we've been doing this for 30 years. We're going to keep doing it like this. Are you trying to level up and get better, right? So leadership matters, and how you lead matters too, right? And so being in a position to want to improve and leave things better than when you got there, and leave things for the next generation. You have to have documentation. Things have to be clear, right? So it's really about how do you want to show up? So when you think about your leadership and how you treat people and how you respond to people, you got to be in a position where every interaction reveals that invisible force, right? It's that life force within you. So the kindness, the generosity, the respect, they speak louder than anything, any title that you could possibly have, because it's about how you show up. Does that make sense? In your leadership, in how you treat people, but also how you respond. And I think that's probably the one I love the most. When life gets hard, the themes, I said, it's not about the things. Success is not about the thing. Living powerfully is not about the things. It's about the themes, the themes. Come on now, stay with me here. The themes in your life, the themes become visible. You know, I talk about wind. You can't see the wind. They come visible, just like the wind. You can see the wind blowing. It's in your resilience. It's in your faith. It's in that grace under pressure, right? There's so many things so many ways you could respond, right? But you want to define your truest character when it's rough, when it's hard. That's the exciting part. Okay, let me keep moving. This is important. This part is important to me. And again, if this lady hadn't told me, I just found out that she was diagnosed with cancer, and there's a whole story with it, and we can talk about that another time. But I think, just like I said, how we show up matters. So this is the power of threes, right? There's the power of threes. Energy loves patterns. One of the most powerful themes in leadership, transformation, and human development is this kind of concept of threes. So you see, I talk about the concept of power, purpose, and possibilities. You can mix kind of the order in order to see what's truly powerful, what's truly possible, rather. It is about your purpose, right? And then the power, right, of threes. It shows up in a number of different ways, right? The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, right? I talk about intent, right? So I use threes a lot when it comes to like how things are visually showing up. So this is just one of them. When I think about each one, kind of builds on the next. So this concept of intent, we want you to be clear on what you want to create. When I say AI for everyone, AI, it's the amplified intent, the amplified imagination, the amplified impact, right? That's so important. So AI, amplified impact for everyone. So you got to be clear on what do you hope to accomplish. So you want to direct your imagination and your intent toward meaningful impact. So that's kind of like the beginning. The power is this foundational energy that fuels the purpose and the possibility. So it's kind of the activity, the actions that take place. And then amplification is, again, that's another way. Like you could use something that's going to help to amplify or scale up whatever you're trying to accomplish. So this idea of scaling your intention, scaling your impact, scaling up, leveling up, right? So it's that transformational element. That's kind of the power of threes. So if you think about having intent, but having some power, and then having this idea of amplification, that's another beautiful, win. So living framework of being intentional, amplifying your action in every area of your life. So the idea of saying, no matter what you want to accomplish, I do believe AI can help you to amplify, to get to clarify. And these are my favorite threes. One of my favorite threes, right? The next favorite threes, right? This power, purpose, and possibilities, right? That's, I don't know, for me, it's everything. So when I first started talking about what do we want to accomplish and what can I help other people accomplish with this show, it's about showing up, right? Power is the ability to act, the ability to truly, expand, capacity, right? The capacity to move, the capacity to create, the capacity to lead, the capacity to serve with everything that is within you. Power is what you have within you. So being clear and knowing that you have the power within you, that is clear. So whether you say power is first or purpose is first, either way, it's all good. The three P's are interchangeable in the sense of order, right? You could talk about them because it's a triad. There's that fluidity, right? So some people would say, well, purpose matters first. Okay, right. So what is your why? What is the reason you act? Purpose is your North Star. It's that thing, it's that deeper why behind everything. Uh-oh, is he telling me that I have a break? Can I finish this slide first? Can I finish my 3 Ps? Where's my... Apparently we have to go on a break now. We'll come back with the 3 Ps. Stay with us. Come on, 3 Ps, y'all. Purpose, power, and possibility.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update.
Love food? Here's some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
Fellas, your mental health matters, and it's time we talked about it. Join us every Monday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time on Rainier Avenue Radio for the Men's Mental Health Show. Real conversations, real stories, real tools to help you navigate life's challenges with strength and honesty. Whether you're tuning in from the car, the gym, or your couch, this is your space to breathe, learn, and grow. That's Mondays at 5:30 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio, where men's voices and men's wellness take center stage.
What do you get when culture, climate, and community collide? You get Earth Deserves More Than a Day. Rainier Avenue Radio and King County Parks stew down with a week of real talk, real people, and real solutions. This ain't your average Earth Day. Tune in and feel the energy, because the movement is now.
Greetings. This is your host, DJ Neftali, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, the best DJ in the Seattle area. You can catch me every Monday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Like I said, this is DJ Neftali, the best reggae in Seattle, Washington, the best radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Come on, right?
Are you in need of new or gently used clothing? Hope's Community Closet is here to help. We offer a wide range of clothing for men, women, youth, children, and infants. Join us on the fourth Saturday of each month from 12:30 to 4 at the Silent Task Force. We're giving clothing with care, community with heart. Lovely Ladies Lemonade for sale, and shop to the sound of old school soul. Any questions? Contact Alicia Kennedy, Executive Director of Women United at 206-316-7601. 206-316-7601. Come and find the perfect outfit for you and your family. We look forward to seeing you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? This is Rainier Avenue Radio.world, the station that cares about our community. Right here. Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is Dr. Traci Harrell, and you're watching AI for Everyone and Living Powerfully with AI. And you might be thinking, AI for everyone. AI is amplifying your impact. How do you show up as your best self, right? That's really what this is about. So we're going to go back to this slide where it talks about, again, the 3 Ps. I'm going to have you make it a little bit bigger. Yes, you can make me smaller and that bigger, so it would be about the same size. I'm not really seeing that view on my side, but I'll let my producer handle it. Let me see. Does that do it? I guess that works. I think that's it. Okay, there we go. Let's go with this view. Okay, so Power, purpose, and possibilities. This is really what matters when you think about your best self in 2026, right? It's already March. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. So if you think about 2026, this is what I'm asking each of you to do, to really pause and say, how can I show up, right? The power, purpose, and possibilities. What is my reason for being? What is my North Star? What is my why behind the decisions that we make, right? The bold steps that we take forward. The why are we here, right? What are some of the skills that we can contribute to others? That's my purpose. So I know I'm about helping others to get to the next level, whatever that looks like. And you can't help people more than they want to help themselves. That was my greatest learning. So purpose, power, again, your ability to act. The power, again, it's about your capacity to move, to create, to lead, and to serve. But then possibilities, I get so excited when I think about possibilities, right? So if you think about power, purpose, and possibilities, if you're not even clear what is possible, that there are some things that you can do easier, faster, right? Simpler, potentially just better, right? Leveling up so that you have some automations and things that can happen. That's really what AI can do. It can help us see things better, differently, in a way that many of us haven't even imagined. So possibilities can expand our power and our purpose. So possibilities, when you think about power and purpose, when they're aligned, the possibilities are endless, right? And this is where transformation begins. It's that space where clarity meets action. Does that make sense? And so AI is really, you got to make sure you're using these 3 Ps when you're even thinking about AI. That's why I'm like, AI for everyone. First, do the work. Let's be clear on what you want to amplify. AI, amplifying your impact, your intention, etc., right? Your imagination. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to go to the next slide. Stay with me here. So we're going to keep it moving. And we've had this conversation before, but what I like to make sure we're on the same page about, right? The 2 most important, this is a quote from Mark Twain. I love this visual too, right? The 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why, right? Your purpose, your big why. So this other visual, this concept of the 3 I's, I talk about AI for everyone. So we're amplifying intent, imagination, and impact, right? Those are my, again, you talk about the power of the 3's, intent, imagination, and impact. These are the 3 I's of amplification. So this is how AI becomes a transformative force in your life, is when you pause and think about, what is my intent? So AI can help you amplify the direction of your intent. What you aim for becomes clearer. So we want to make it clear. Again, you can just use AI. I mentioned this in the last session, and I was like, you want it to be your consultant. Ask it, hey, I just need some clarity on this thing this idea that I've been talking about, that I've been telling other people about. It can give you a clear plan. And here's what I want to accomplish, right? So you want to get clearer, you want to get sharper, you want to have an achievable plan. You want to give me something to do every day. You can do all of that, things that were not possible in the past. So having an AI strategist like myself or AI consultant, but you need somebody to actually do it too. You can't just talk about it, think about it. You got to be clear on what your intent is, what your, when you first started a business, you probably had some ideas and imagination, some things that you hoped might happen. And now with AI, you could turn some of those things that probably felt impractical over many, many years, because you're like, I got to do the doing of the business. I have to operate this business. And I'm saying, yes, and you get to pause and kind of think back to, what did I hope would happen, right? What did I imagine for this business? What do I imagine now for this business? And so being in a position to say, I want to amplify my imagination, sometimes it's about pausing and rolling back to some of maybe the prototypes or the ideas that you had, the dreams, and you get to turn those things into an actual strategic plan. Here's how you get it done. Here are the steps. That's huge. To be able to amplify your imagination, to get you in a position where you're like, I can dream again. Because I used to get awards when I worked at IBM, Microsoft, and Disney. I would get awarded for having ideas that I could tell you exactly how to get them done. Right. And then most times I'd have these design teams, because I'm not a programmer, that would create the automations. Right now, AI is the design team. So my brilliance of being able to have an idea to say, how do you turn this thing into that? I can lay it all out. And then you can use AI to truly help you bring clarity, right, regarding what you want to materialize, right? Turning these ideas and imaginations, these, you know, things that you imagine into true concepts, into true prototypes, into true, like, because you can now, the programming happens right now in your hand, in the palm of your hand. It's so amazing. It's so spectacular. So this is my favorite word in the entire universe, is impact, right? The impact. AI can multiply your impact, right? If you think about connecting you to either wider audiences, bigger solutions, or just a more meaningful change in the world. Come on now. If you think about it, I'm assuming we're not here. None of us are here to just, you know, mark time, right? We want to make an impact in the world. And this is, this is how AI can help us, right? We want to, I say AI for everyone, amplifying your intent, your imagination, and your impact. So as I move forward, I don't want anyone to say that I wasn't clear about the what and the why. So this is the what and the why. So another element of this visual, if you think about imagination is actually more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world. This was Albert Einstein. This is his quote. So AI can never actually replace you, because your imagination, your background, the things that make you you, the trials and tribulations, right? The good and the bad, right? Your lived experience cannot be replaced. Now, the good news is you can put enough of you into the background of a system so that it starts to write like you, it starts to talk like you, it starts to think like you, so that when you're leaving a business, for example, to someone else, it's able to say, oh, this is what would have happened given the 50 other decisions that you made align with that. Does that make sense? So that's the beauty of it. It can't replace you, but what it can is it can take the stress of the everyday of a business off of you when there's operational elements that are repetitive, right? So there's two sides to it. It can't replace you, but I like to tell people that we can help to clone them. That's right. Can't replace you without your consent. Let me put it that way. But when you want to be replaced, when you want to have something, doing something that you don't want to do, right? Reviewing emails, right? Whatever these steps are. So that there's an interesting little energy there. It can't replace you without your cooperation. So, but when you want to say, I would love to clone myself, right? Traci 2.0, right? There's some things, and you're going to see some things I'm going to start doing. I haven't even started my own cloning yet. A little bit I have, but not the way that it's going to happen. And so when you think about, like, who wouldn't want to, you know, I don't really spend a whole lot of time on hair and makeup. As you can see, I should show up. Some people do it. I'm like, I never have. Debrina watched me put on lipstick driving, and she's like, wow, that's pretty impressive. Like, I don't do a whole lot, right? I don't do a whole lot. But having a clone, well, I don't have to do anything. I did at least try to run my fingers through my hair today. There's no jewelry on. So I'm going to have these video clones because I have so much information that I want to put into the universe. I will have some video clones that will be able to say, here's stuff that I've written. Now go put it into the universe in a way that makes it easy for people to digest. Now that's pretty cool, right? So I'll keep moving. I'll keep moving. So this is another thing. Again, we as family, we like to talk about these words: amplification, intention, and transformation, right? So this concept of amplification, and you can kind of evolve the tiers. I could do this with amplification at the bottom, right? But really, if you think about transformation, the concept of being in a position to actually change lives, that to me is really powerful. Right? Because I really want to change lives. I want to help businesses evolve. I want to help our communities grow. I want to get real people who talk about how they're using AI to tell other people who are afraid to use AI how they can use it to help them. Again, if I do nothing else, if I take one person and be like, hey, come here, let me help you do a thing, you can get someone else excited about this, my mission is accomplished, right? Because it's like, I know I can help. I know what it can do. I've seen it. 1,000 times, and it should be us. Like our community should be embracing this more than anyone else. So again, my ultimate goal is transformation. My ultimate goal is changing lives, helping businesses evolve, right? Really helping the extraordinary become real. Right. And that's really helping each of you to amplify, leveraging tools, leveraging strategies, right? Being in community with each other. Also, multiplying your intentional energy, whatever that is. And then I'll pause. I get excited. And then this concept of intention, right? It does begin with clarity of purpose and conscious direction. So if that's not clear, if you don't know what you want to accomplish, we can't really help you in a way that's going to create the greatest impact, right? So like I said, I could probably put intention at the bottom, amplification next, and then transformation at the top. But I wanted you to kind of see my ultimate goal, where most of the time has to be transformation. So there's no right or wrong way. I just wanted to put these three words into the universe so that you guys are clear, right? Amplification, intention, and transformation. The show is all about AI for everyone and living powerfully with AI. What can you do? The tool that I just shared with you today was called Gamma. GAMMA.app is how you get to it. And I'll have my producer put that in there, GAMMA.app, gamma.app, right? That's how we created this. And it was through the words that I spoke into ChatGPT. I gave it a template, but I've also, told it what to do. So we'll do this again another time. It's important for you to have visuals when you're trying to tell a story, right? So when we combine clarity, creativity, and powerful tools, transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Does that make sense? Like, you can't not succeed when you're intentional, right? If you're clear first, right? If you use your own creativity, you bring in these powerful tools, these AI tools, that's how we can amplify your intent, your impact, your imagination. That's how we can do those things, right? Transformation is not just possible, it's inevitable. Isn't that exciting? What time is it? Let me see how close I am. Wait a minute. Oh, Lord. Let me keep moving. Okay, so again, this concept of AI for everyone, we've said this before. I mean it. It's important. It's powerful, right? It's AI. Everyone can participate in this age of amplification. That's what it is. It's an age of amplification, regardless of what your technical background is, regardless of your experience level. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need to be a technologist. All you need is the curiosity and intention. Are you with me? If you can Google, which everybody can Google, you can use ChatGPT. And ChatGPT says, don't ever Google again. You should be leveraging ChatGPT. Remember, we said this last week. You should be leveraging it as your consultant, as your friend, as your, right? As your, it's not for others. It's not for just for Silicon Valley programmers and developers. It's not, right? It is for you. This is for you. It's for entrepreneurs, educators, nonprofit communities, creators, dreamers. It's for us. It's for us. So keep moving. I love this so much. Baby. Okay. So let me keep moving. So living powerfully with AI. We've talked about this before. We said AI means learning to use artificial intelligence as a partner, not a replacement. It's the creativity, the strategy, and the problem solving. So it becomes a force multiplier for your best thinking, right? Are you with me here? Can y'all hear me? Because this is so important. It is a force multiplier for everything that you say you want. It becomes a thinking partner. It helps you to explore it. Again, if you can Google, you want to go to ChatGPT, put this in there, my darling, right? Most people have ChatGPT at some point in time, right? You have this tool, ChatGPT.com, right? It's part of OpenAI. So it's pretty easy to leverage, but this is the how you can create this life of your dreams. This is literally, I'm not making this up. I'm saying this is what you can do. And it is relatively simple, but you want to leverage AI for, okay, hold on, I got to refresh. But you want to leverage it to do this work in a way that changes everything. So if it's your thought partner, that means you're not leaving anything on the table. Does that make sense? You're not leaving it on the table. Okay, you're not. You're not leaving it on the table. You're showing up in excellence, and I am doing this in a way that, as a thought partner, imagine paying a consultant to Imagine paying a consultant to really help you to leverage this idea that you've had for years, but you've not actually been in a position where you thought you could truly take it to the next level. Now you can. If we're here saying it's a thinking partner, it's a creative collaborator, it's a strategic assistant, right? You can help it analyze problems. You can literally ask it to do this. Ask it to do these things. A productivity multiplier. So you want it to do what matters by automating the routine and accelerating the essential. So it's not replacing you, it's a partner. Does that make sense? I'm gonna keep moving. I just wanted to pause here on these things. A thinking partner, creative collaborator, strategic assistant, productive multiplier. That's what I do as an AI strategist, is we help you to actually get to the next level. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving. I can do a ChatGPT demonstration in action. But my producer's saying keep it moving. So you want to watch AI become a partner in creativity. You can ask it questions. We're going to do this next time. That's all we're going to do. I'm going to go online. I'm going to demo next time online. You're going to ask it questions. So I'm going to ask each of you to go log into ChatGPT, and you want to use it differently, right? And I'm also going to talk to you about how you level up ChatGPT as well. When I work with clients, I actually create this I call it my genius business mode, right? I give them legal mode. I give them marketing, mode. We talk about CPA mode. So you want to create a space where you have this digital board of directors, people and resources that can take you and your business to a whole nother level. That's important. So I'll keep moving. But this idea of saying, excuse me, little cutie. Excuse me, little cutie. So you can ask it questions. Again, you want to brainstorm with it. You want to help refine your messages. You want to expand your thinking, but in real time, it's on demand and it's no cost to you. Can you hear me? No cost. I used to have, at one point I had 4 or 5 virtual assistants. They couldn't keep up. And it wasn't good enough, to be perfectly honest, right? So with this, I'm like, oh my God, this is meant for people who have a lot of ideas. They want to do a lot of things. It's like, let me help you with your business so that you can be kicking back with your feet up on the table sometimes. Okay, let me keep moving. Okay, so we do want you to leverage AI in a way where you are doing all the things, right? You want to clarify your own mission and vision. You want to develop your business ideas. You want to create compelling content. I mean, emails, social media posts, presentations, and some things. When I say things that would take hours and days and weeks can now be done in seconds. Presentations, proposals, right? The markets, like where do I go to sell this thing, kind of a thing. So the first one says clarify your mission. So your mission, your vision, the values, the language, the inspiration, like what's going to motivate others to join your cause. Developing business ideas, being in position to test the viability of them, identify the markets. I mean, so many things you could do. Like you just got to ask these kind of questions, use this kind of language, right? Where you tell it, you got to be very intentional about what you tell it to do. And then you want to make sure the responses are leveled up as well. So you don't want to use ChatGPT in its regular form. We'll talk next week about like how you go in and you want to customize it as well for your own needs. Okay. And then create compelling content, visuals. We talked about that before, whether it's social media, draft emails, etc. You want to also solve complex problems, your toughest problems. You can get multiple perspectives just by saying, hey, I need you to give me a legal perspective on this thing, right? I want to expand also your opportunities. You want to discover new markets, new partners, new funding sources, right? There's all kind of information that's out there. Now, all the information is at your fingertips. That's what it can do for you. So when I say AI for everyone and living powerfully with AI, it is incredible. Let me see if I think okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to keep moving. So again, this is also one of my, favorite points of energy around amplifying your intent, clear direction, and focus energy, right? You guys have heard the quote where there's no vision, the people perish. I'm just saying, it's so true. So if you have a little piece of a vision, but it's not really clear, right? Without clear intent, you got a problem, right? AI can also amplify noise. It can amplify confusion. Some people think because they've been doing something for so long that it's a good thing. Oh, shit. It's snowing outside. I'm sorry. I'm like, why is there white on top of... Wow, it is literally snowing outside, guys. I'm sorry. Yay, and I'm inside. Okay, I'll keep moving. It literally, wow. Is that snow or ice? I'm in Sammamish. So I don't know where y'all are at, but it is literally snow on the rooftop, snow on the patio, snow out here. I was just outside not that long ago. Thank God I made it in. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. I'm easily amused. But again, where there is no vision, the people perish. So that's why I talk about this AI for everyone, because it's important to have that AI. You don't want AI to amplify noise or confusion. Just because you've been doing something the same way does not mean that's how you want to bring AI into a mess, right? You don't want that, right? Energy that's scattered, then the results are going to be shallow. But when you have energy that's focused, your impact can be profound. So that's why it's so important that we talk about amplifying intent. AI accelerates mission-aligned work. Every output reflects your deepest purpose. So we want to make sure we are clear on what you want to accomplish and then how you want to accomplish it. I'm still looking at the time. Looks like I have, we're about to run out of time. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Actually, I'm going to move on to the last one. So we talked about imagination, which you guys love, but remember I told you impact is my favorite word. So I gotta stop on the impact slide. We talk about amplifying imagination. Ideas become real. We know that when imagination meets AI, it's crazy. Innovation just accelerates. But amplified impact. You want to reach more and you want to change more. Baby Cakes, I know it's snowing outside. I'm freaking out too, but we'll talk about that in a minute. AI allows one individual to do things that they couldn't even imagine before. So, you want one message to resonate to millions. This is how we do it. So I'm gonna pause right here on the amplified impact, and I am gonna ask each of you to again join me next week, because I promise you. And email me. Put my email address up here, my darling producer. It's Traci at livingpowerfully.app.com. Reach out to me if you want to be one of my test cases. I'll pull in, we'll have a conversation. I'll actually create stuff for you. I'll leverage my expertise. I'm an AI strategist. I'm an AI business consultant. I'm a certified transformational coach, all the things. So I want to help you not only thrive, but amplify everything. AI really is for everyone. I want to amplify your impact, your imagination, your intent, right? But really it's about impact. It's really about more change and doing all the things even better. So I could not be more excited to be here for you. I'm going to remove this presentation or ask my producer to do so. And we're going to just talk about you. Y'all, this was great. Hopefully I didn't talk too fast. You can watch the video if I did. But what the reason I do the slides is because I want you to have some visual. I want you to be able to come back to this. I want you to be able to see, I'm being very intentional. And we're doing this for you to make more community broadcasts like this possible. Rainier Avenue Radio asks you to donate, right, for more broadcasts like this. It doesn't go to us. We all do this for free, but this is about Rainier Avenue Radio. And next is one of my favorite shows, boys and sports dudes. Live Line Sports, y'all, is next. It's the fastest hour in sports. So stay right here on Rainier Avenue Radio and join me here next week for AI for Everyone and Living Powerful.